Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm gonna do another demo in Clip Studio Paint. What I'm gonna do, I'm trying to do a demo working in one-point perspective with the character look in an up position. What I mean is like the horizon line is gonna be down low, so it's gonna be as if you're looking up at the character. But before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. So I'm gonna do this from scratch, but in Clip Studio they have 3D models that you can import in to help you get the forms if you have issues trying to figure out your pose and stuff like that. I'm gonna just show you that. Well, first I'm gonna show you how to get your perspective grid in here into your scene. In Clip Studio, it has it. You can go to your layers, and it has rulers. So once you click on your layer and you go down here where it says ruler frame, you go down here and you can create a perspective ruler. And then it gives you the options to pick 1 point, 2 point, or 3 point. I'm picking to work with 1 point for right now. Okay, so I already created one, so I'm not going to create that again. All right. So what I was saying about the 3D model, you have a selection where you can over here we can click on models in your window right here, and you can it's a male model or a female model or whatever. I found a male model that I can just drag and drop, and basically what you can do is you can zoom in and zoom out and put your model in the perspective of how you want them to be. So I can move them up, I can rotate them, I can move them up and down like that, scale up, put down. So right now what I'm doing, I'm going to push them back, and then I'm going to rotate it a little bit, but I want them to tilt to match my perspective. So my perspective, like I said, the horizon line is down low, so I wanted to draw the character where you're looking up at the character from the bottom up. So like I said, I'm not going to use the model, I'm going to do it by hand. But if there's things that you wanted to do with the model, you can even pose it in the way that you want the model to be posed. Tilt the head back some more to look up or whatever. Okay, there's all kinds of things that you can do with that. But like I said, I'm going to do it from scratch. So I'm going to delete that character out of my scene, and I'm going back to my scene right here. So that's just an option that you have if you want to do that. You can pull models in, and you can also pull in 3D models from other software. I think all is OBJ, and you can just drag and drop it. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and get started on mine. So another thing about the perspective, if you use a perspective grid or whatever, up here it says snap to special ruler. So if you have this turned off, which I have mine turned off right now, you can draw and squiggly lines and like that. So you can draw your regular. But if you want to go ahead and start drawing in perspective, you click that icon. So when you try to draw circles or whatever, curves, whatever, it doesn't work. So I'm going to go ahead and draw some buildings in mine. Just nothing real detailed, but just some quick buildings. And then I'm going to draw my character in the scene just to give you an idea of how this can work. Okay, so like I said, I want you to be looking up at the character. So I'm going to just draw some rough buildings in just to give you an idea of how this works from a forced perspective, a 1 point perspective. So I'm just drawing some buildings in real quick. Okay. So we'll go ahead and put some windows in there. Of course, when I'm really working on a project or doing something, I'm going to take my time. And sometimes I even do thumbnail drawings on paper and scan them in to get the look or the design I want. But for this purpose, I just wanted to show you how you can draw things in perspective. Get you a character in there. Just drawing a real quick scene. Okay. All right. So this line right here is the plumb line. This is the street right here. I'm gonna draw in a sidewalk. Another sidewalk. Okay. All right. So just like last week, when I drew the character in the scene, I'm gonna use my blue line. So I'm gonna create another layer. I'm gonna put that layer above everything else. You don't have to, but that's what I do. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna switch to my blue pen. Remember, you have to turn that off, snap the grid off. If not, like I said, you're gonna have that sticking to the character, whatever, or you want to be able to draw it at all. But anyway, I'm gonna draw. I'm gonna make him a little bit taller, make him a little bit closer, where you're looking up at the character in perspective. I'm drawing shapes, cylinders for the legs, circles for the knees, cylinders for the arms. So this is more of an upshot. And when you're doing your gesture drawings, just draw through your character. Don't try to stop. You know what I mean? Just don't be trying to draw like this. You know, try to get those shapes in there so you can get the forms, so it'll work. Draw the neck in there. Still refining the shapes. Okay. All right, so that's my gesture drawing. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put another layer on top of that, like I did before. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to lower the opacity of my character so I can work over top of that. And then I'm going to zoom in closer so you all can see what I'm doing. All right, so got my pen. It should be back to the black and white. So I'm going to go ahead and draw on top of that, which is not on there because I'm on the wrong layer. So now I'm back on the layer that I'm supposed to be on. So this character is nobody in particular. I'm just drawing in and creating it as we go. Working on the torso right now. I'm not worried about details right now, just worried about the proportions and just getting the body shape in. Almost got like a Wolverine build. Okay. Have his hand like he's reaching out for something. All right. I think right here I can have him holding something. Alright, just getting the face blocked out. The neck. Rib cage. Abs. Go down to the legs. Getting those muscles drawn in. Tricep, not tricep, my bad. Quads. There you go. Let me zoom out so I can see what it looks like. Alright. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and erase some of the building from behind so I can see what I'm working with. You know, it's always good to draw on top of things and draw through it. So now what I can do, I can come back through and start adding other details. But I gotta erase this building so I can see through it. Okay. Alrighty. See, erase a bit more because I want to have him holding something in his hand. So I'm gonna come down here. Erase a lot of this right there. Okay. Go back up to my character drawing. And so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come back down. I gotta erase a little bit more of the building because I'm gonna see where I'm gonna take it. And this, whatever he holds his hand is gonna be at an angle. So I might erase some of the building, but like I said, it's not meant to be a perfect piece. It's just me going through, just showing you how you can make this into something. Go back to the top layer. All right. Don't know what he's holding yet. I'm just gonna put something there as a placeholder. Alright. Alright, so let's see. We'll zoom in. So I want to work on his face just a little bit more. Put some eyebrows in there and some. There we go. A little thicker. Okay, let's see. Here, right there, the hairline. Erase some of this out. Got a real strong chin, but that's okay. Alright. What's happening with the neck? I'm going to zoom out some more. Let's see how I can start designing his clothes. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to make him have a t-shirt on. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and do sleeves with a t-shirt. Got to clean up some of these lines in here from when I was drawing them out. Okay. Then erase some of the abs right here because I want to put a belt here. So we'll put a belt in. Like that. Okay. Muscle, define his muscles a little bit more. Okay. Define his muscles, like that. Okay. Zoom out. Okay. So since I said it's like supposed to be like an upshot, I want to work on some shadow areas just a little bit. Make it thicker so it looks like it's looking up. You can see the shadows, the muscles coming up more like this. Just Just making it thicker in these areas so you can see the armpit, stuff like that. So when you're thinking about drawing your characters, you gotta think about thick and thin lines. And what I mean is, you see how the buildings are in the back. Usually whatever's in the foreground, you want to make that thicker than your lines in the background. That way the image, that character, whatever's in the front, will come forward a little bit more. Okay. So I'm gonna thicken up his arm a little bit because it's in front of the building. I want you to be able to see it better. Okay. All right. Let's see. Same thing with the neck. Some shadow on the neck. Muscles right here. Let's go ahead and make him with some jeans on. So I'm going to erase these lines right here. Still get to erase some of these building lines, so I can draw through that. Go back to the top. I guess he's like skinny jeans, huh? Alright. Put some belt loops on here. Okay. Zoom in. Do some cross hatching right there. Right there. So I'm gonna play with putting a shadow under his feet just to give it a little bit more dimensional space. Like I said, you can use the lasso tool that blocks in some of your shadow area, and then you can go back through and erase whatever you don't need. And they have other things in here like action lines and stuff like that. I'm not going to get into that right now. But what I'm going to do is kind of like play around with shadow so you can see what I'm doing. And then what you can do, you can take the white, get you a pen, and you can kind of draw some action lines in there too. Something like this. Even though he's not moving, there's no action, but just to show you. Okay. Back down to the black lines. Do a little cross hatching. There. Pockets. Find the belt. Shadow areas right there. Alright. We're about to put a symbol on his chest. We can do that. Don't have to be anything particular. Let me see. How about this? All right. Let's see. All right. Let's see. So for his weapon, let's see, made like a baseball bat, even though it don't really look like a baseball bat. Make this in like a bigger, and then we can put like the spikes. And then like that. Add a little shadow area from the hand grasping. Like that. Zoom out. Okay. And then in a lot of comics you also see like in the background you might see like city and silhouette. Let me zoom back out. Okay. So what you can do, you can use the lasso tool. I think, let me see. Nah, I think I'm gonna just let's see. I think I might just draw it in by hand and then just fill it in. Where you can see like a city in the background or buildings in the background. Something like this. And then I'll take this lasso tool, select those areas. So then it looks like a city in the background. It's, well, part of the city is in the background in black. You can refine it by going back in with the eraser, clean it up a little bit, like that. Zoom in, add some more to that. Alright, so like I said, I didn't mean for this to be like a finished piece. Just wanted to show you how I use the perspective grid or perspective in Clip Studio, how you can draw a character in perspective, and how you can just use those tools to create what you want to create without worrying about some things traditionally or whatever. But like I said, sometimes I go ahead and go in and I draw everything on paper first, and then I scan it in the computer, and then I go ahead and get my drawing in like that. So yeah, so that's how I do that. I want to show you something else if I can find it real quick, something I was working on before I had stopped it. But this was a rough drawing that I was doing for Batman. Hopefully I can find the one that's closer to being finished. That's the one I was working on when I started doing the pencils or inks on it. So now I want to see if I can find the finish or close to being finished one. Let's see. There it is right there. So that's the one I was getting close to finish. Haven't finished it yet. Still a work in progress. But going from what I showed you guys earlier, while I was doing the thumbnails and stuff like that, to get, well, not thumbnails, but the rough drawings and perspective. I use a 1-point perspective on this one too. It's not perfect, you know, I was just playing around with it. Just drawing Batman. I haven't drawn any fan art in a while. So that was just something that I wanted to see if I can work on and, you know, learn some more of the tools in Clip Studio. And so this is another drawing, like I was saying, I was doing just for the day, nothing special. So yeah, so next time I'm going to work on something a little different. Not sure what it is yet. Using the tools in Clip Studio, there's some other rulers that you can use doing other things as far as creating curves and stuff like that, and getting your shadows and other stuff like that that you can work in. Okay, so hopefully you learned something. That's my process. Just let me know what you think about this video. I'm going to do more videos. Also, I got a project that I worked on today with my paintings. Actually, they're up under the box back there behind me, but I have to wait till sometime next week to show it to you if it gets done on time. It's something different I'm trying with my paintings I haven't tried before. I'm always trying to step outside the box. So hopefully it works. And when it's finished, I'm gonna show it to you. But other than that, that's all I have for tonight or for today. Just let me know comments or how you felt about this video, and thank you for watching.